I hope you are preparing well for your examinations. So in this today's lecture we will see some of the important perspective of social thinkers in the series which we were discussing so far. So in this series we have seen Karl Marx, we have been studied Max Weber in his actions and methodology for sociological research. Further, we have also seen Durkheim in providing his positivist methodology. Now we should discuss some of the functionalists. So functionalists are those thinkers or philosophers who believe that sociological activities are taken in totality. So each and every part of society is concerned and connected with each other. For example, if there is a child or there is who is connected to his family and his family is bringing him to his roles of society, to his socialization and child's growth, education, his development of values and knowledge, everything is being concerned under various functions and system. So these functions are mutually interconnected with each other for the development and growth of a child or any individual. So Parsons believe that there are functions and which are worked on the loop of feedbacks that is called as agile framework, and he provide a paradigm in his term of social system and social action, in which he gave three types of action: instrumental, expressive and moral action, which we will look inside this class. Parsons also believed that all the contributions made by various social scientists lead to the direction to arrive the rather coverage at one single notion, what he calls as the social action. Are you understanding this? That all contributions made by the social scientist led in one direction to arrive at the rather coverage of one single notion. So social action comprises of three types, that is cognitive, cathetive and emotive action. We will see how it works. So let us move ahead. That action system comprises of what we say three types of Parsonian actions. So first is the instrumental action, or what Weber called it, a goal rational action, which Parson is saying it is goal based. It means that means and ends are logically decided, that if you want to become a scientist, then you have to decide your means of science. You will go through IIT, you will go through GATE, and you will join such scientific organizations such as ISRO. So that is logically decided. Second kind of action is expressive action, which is effective action. It is based on emotions and appreciations of the individual, even with the society also, in which his emotions play an important role in the decision making in the course of action. For example, many companies providing salaries, but they provide increment also, that is based on the expressive action. Then next is the moral action, which is based on tradition and values, such as caste based marriage. There is religious celebration on the roadside, you see when people take off their yatra, and people travel tourist places, people celebrate Ramjan on the roadside. So these actions are justified in a way that it makes distinction as compared to the Max Weber, and it is against the ideal type, which Parsons is saying that in the instrumental action it is the component of dominating the most, and both means and ends are logically decided. But in the moral action, the values of society are higher. Higher the values, higher the course of action, and that undergoes a different paradigm. Some thinker called it as structuration. That structuration is process of structure, that is social structure plus action. Social structure can be economic structure, political structure, religious structure, and when this act under certain action, these are called as structural actions. Now let us see what are the action systems. So there is organismic system. As we know that Parsons was a biologist earlier. Biologist turned into sociological researcher. So he gave concept of organismic system, personality system, cultural system and social system. Organismic system is powerhouse of energy. It provides energy for the society to start functioning. For example, birth of a child, marriage, law formulation. These are organismic system which have another aspect in social reality. Second one is the personality system, which is a storehouse of motivation. How it is motivating? Because it grooms the hidden aspect of personality. Individual who is participating in any social action, his hidden realities are upbringed, and his hidden thoughts, hidden motives, intention, in action is brought up. Third one is the cultural system, which is the storehouse of information, provides norms and values. So it also provides restrictions on individual who is going to take any action. Then next one is the social system, which is actual interaction, institutional rules, and contains the entire interaction. So it integrates the society. So organismic system is providing energy to start functioning in a social system. Then personality system provides motivation to keep going. As we see a student going to a college, he cracks the IIT JEE or NEET exam or CUET, so he enters the college and he gets lots of information, he feels motivated. Then through cultural system he knows the discipline, he knows the values of the system of university, and he also realizes his goals of entering such institution. Further, in a social system it gets integrated. So economic system is a system of adaptation. Political system becomes goal attainment, which helps individual to fulfill his goals. For example, any company have certain laws and regulations to be followed to make the profit, to generate the product and do production, to do manufacturing, to provide its services. So production and services under certain laws such as Companies Act is guiding the goal attainment. Also in a democratic system there is a referendum, there is voting, and you choose your elected representative. Also, social institution provide integration, such as juvenile justice law. So it provides integration to the society by adopting certain norms through which individuals should grow up. Then family provides education and latency. Now let us look that how this agile system works together. So far we see organismic system, personality system, cultural system and social system. Organismic system provides energy, personality system provides motivation, cultural system information to individual, and social system integration. Now when an individual enters college, he needs to realize where is library, where is principal house, or when any new product enters into economics, such as uh, COVID vaccine. COVID vaccine was needed at early level, but later it was integrated. So the economic system provide energy for the environmental interactions, how other systems, how consumers should be behaving. Similarly, when college student enters the college, how he should behave with the teachers and how other teachers should act towards him. Second part comes into goal attainment. Then he brings the goals of education, goal of knowledge, goal to fulfill scientific urge is fulfilled in the college, and in the economics or political system it is formulated that the laws govern this principle and help people to attain the goal. Also we see there are group determination, there are certain groups in institutions, political parties which help the economic activity to reach its goal. For example, Adani group or Reliance group exploit the government, either it is BJP or Congress, they all are equally exploited by such corporate groups. Now you should see what is latent patterns or latency and tension management. So when there is tension in the social system at any place, then there comes the role of family, the home where individual feel relaxed and shares his problems, his pains, troubles and get solution out of it. So for example, when you enter your college you feel chemistry is very tough and chemistry lab is full of very numerous kind of chemicals which are very reactive in nature, and you feel frustrated while doing some experiment, you do not feel pleased with it. Then you come to your home, you talk with your elders, they fulfill your mind that you can learn more properties of such elements and you can go to the chemistry lab. Similarly, when there is problem in the economic system, a product is failing or there is loss which is being incurred, then your family comes and it provides you values, positive beliefs, and saying that you have more things come out, you can go ahead and you can make so and so forth to make the profit out of it. Then comes the integration through cultural and legal system. So when this thing come out of economic system or any political system, political law is there, say juvenile justice act. Then student going to college who is making certain education, when try to get deviant, try to take drugs and drinks, then he get scolded from his family. If it is not cured, then it is taken to the legal action by the institutions. that becomes integration to the society. So in this way, this system of agile framework works when organism get energy as an individual. It is working organismic system with full of energy. It enters the second level of personality system where he gets motivation to work for his goals and he attains the goals. Then thirdly, he gets the latency through information. Then last stage, he gets integrated in the social system. In this way, agile framework works. Now, how Parsons' structural functional model is working. You see, functionalism is a system in which structure is working. So when structure is working, entire economic system is working to fulfill goal, attaining integration, attaining the profit motive and get latency, then entire economic system or economic structure is functioning under certain conditions. Then this leads to whole of the integration of religion. Economics is working at religious places. It is integrating political system also, making laws for economic transactions. So economics remains at the base, which works for the religion and works for the education, and which in turn provide the political integration and which passes on to education. So agile system is maintaining equilibrium, and this is maintained through moving equilibrium through feedback loop. So when a leadership is providing protection to the religion, in similar manner leadership is providing protection to family, a political system is providing labor laws and consistency to the economic system also. Then education provides new knowledge and innovation, acculturation and socialize children through education, and religion provides morality, comfort, faith to the family. And this way family as a center part of society interacts with the economic for its benefit. Family interacts with educational institution, family interacts with religion, family interacts with the political system also. So I hope this is clear. Then Parson provides important concept of pattern and pattern variables. Now what are these? It is self versus collectivity. When there is dilemma between individual goal and social goal, then it is called as the self versus collectivity. You can memorize it as SPADA, SPADA. So you see always there is constraint between individual and the society. So collective society puts constraint over the individual. When individual thinks what is goal for him to go to USA to pursue higher degree or get job, or to have live with the family and his own community or society, to help these people to make changes in their life through IS, PCS or through social work. Next, when particular is in constraint with the universalism, then the values of individual are working against the society. When the value of individual, when he is thinking to have technology adaptation, when he thinks to have LGBT marriage, then society prevents him in traditional norms. Then comes the ascriptive versus achievement. Ascriptive is the traditional which it is getting from his family's roots or his history of family. So, which helps to get actor to take a decision. So, in which direction the actor is being appreciated. So in traditional society, the person is being taken on the ascriptive identity. Oh, he is Lalaji, he is Rai Sahab, he is Panditji. But in achievement based society, the actor is taken to have achievements. He have to prove himself before the society, to have some higher degree or to have a better paying job, to estimate success as a parameter. Then comes the diffusion versus specificity, in which the person has an problem of diffused identity, that he is belonging to a larger part of society or larger self, to help others, to follow nepotism, to follow regionalism, get biased or remain neutral, or to be specific on the merit basis. So these put obligation on the individual while he is going to have certain decision and judgments over the different parts of action in interaction of the society. Lastly, he gets affectivity versus the affective neutrality, in which the emotional versus non-emotional decisions are being made. So when he is having the social constraint through emotions of family. So what Parsons is saying, family is the storehouse of emotions. So he thinks to get love marriage, then family says no, there should be a family marriage, or what you call it as traditional marriage. There are emotional decisions being taken on this behalf. So individual follows affective neutrality in modern society, when society is modern in temperament and culture become rational in orientation. So therefore the question of rationality comes when there are different pattern variables which are helping the system to choose the course of action. So Talcott Parsons provide this theory to elaborate the social system, to provide social events happening at various levels through his agile model, and prove that economic system, political system, religious system and legal system work in subsystems, acting on the individual at every micro level. Okay, so organism get the personality constraint, then he gets integrated through education or law, then he become latent. So 1951 Social System, a book by Talcott Parsons, says that there are four essential components of actions as per personality, or organism, and education, that is providing the motivation factor. So these four systems are present: organismic system, personal system, social system and cultural system. At every level, this system are helping individual to interact at the larger level of society, and there is constant movement, so that leads to moving equilibrium. And this theory crashes the Marx theory, which absorbs the movements and prevent the revolution when people are dissatisfied. So Philosophers like Robert Bales and thinkers like Edward Shills are explaining about what he calls the agile paradigm, and accordingly, he explained adaptation, goal attainment, integration, and latency at various levels of system when individual interacts with the society. Keep it in your mind. Then Parsons also defines the use of power, in which he provides it a zero sum game. So power is also moving as equilibrium is moving. So due to this moving equilibrium, the power is moving, and that leads to zero sum game. It makes the rise of any conflict or any uh, resistance get to zero. So Mills and other thinkers criticize it as a definition of power which is a facility for the performance of functions in and behalf of the society in the system. But he criticizes that power is being taken for the benefit of one part of the system. Are you getting this? That it should be compared to the Mills discussion as described under 232. Now let us move ahead. That we see that how Talcott Parsons provided theory of functionalism. He also criticized Weber, that Weber is providing four kind of action system, but in actual there are only three kind of action system occurred. But Jonathan Turner is quoting that structural functionalism of Parsons suffers from illegitimate teleologies, teleologies and tautologies, and which are making to most important logical problems confronting the structural functionalism. What are these problems? Effect and cause. So Turner is criticizing Parsons that it fails to explain cause and effect of any social event. Now there can be question like elaborate the pattern variables of Talcott Parsons in detail. There can be another question, what do you understand by agile framework? How it has helped to cater corona in India? In world. So you have to solve this question. Now I have also made a diagram which is a flow chart or a mind map in which the functionalist perspective are provided. So you see the basics which started in 1950, then it is a structural theory, how Parsons provides his structural movement and interconnection of each and every structure in Asia, which functional family is performance for the society. It is also how functional structure become a essential part of building block. Then Murdoch and four basic functions of economic, social, sex workers, reproductive function of family. Hmm. Then there is Parsons function fit in this theory, how industrial society working with nuclear family, how only mom and dad is growing the family. Then pre-industrial society extended to family, large family, many functions. As criticism fit as many as possible. Then there is familiar family power function. Then how overall evaluation is working in negative and positive manner. So out of date 1950s can explain diversity. Feminism ignores oppressors, developed the conflict and demystifying it. It also provides the functionalist of primary socialization, how family helps individual child to have primary socialization in school. Then how expressive functions are provided through gender roles, through female worker or through the different genders, transgenders, having provided with the roles which are instrumental and expressive. So feminists also criticize this kind of mechanism as patriarchal, oppressive and ideological, which Parsons is quoting as functional. So remember, this is criticism. Now next part, how R.K. Merton, another sociologist, is criticizing the Talcott Parsons. So Merton is criticizing Talcott Parsons on the basis of methodological and substantive criticism. As same as the Mills, Merton says that the work should be theories of the middle range. So agile framework is also an extreme framework. So Merton invented a middle range theory that provides a middle path of integration of various deviants in the society. So instead of universal functionalism, Merton says that one should analyze the balance of function and dysfunctions in social structure. How child gets deviant is under the family quarrel, and what are these are the dysfunctions in the structure. So this is dysfunction of family, dysfunction of marriage. So in this theory of anomy, stress the structural strain between the norms of equal opportunity and the availability of legitimate means. So Parsons has said that there is constraint between norms and means that leads to constraining structure and which leads to anomy. So norms are provided through values and cultural system, but means are provided through goal orientation, in which person chooses his course of action. So when these are constraining, then equilibrium always axes towards rationality and latency, and which makes the system to absorb any kind of challenges. So in this way we finished Talcott Parsons in such large detail. I hope that you have understand the framework and keep studying, work hard. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.